You gonna sing with me?
Harvard, you take them by the legs up.
The lifestyle here in Suriname is based on what you do actually for life. Like you would find people hunting, fishing, farming, gathering, ranching.
I was working in town, but my parents didn't like that. So when I was 21, they brought me up here to help. Well, I had to learn from the bottom. So I know from grassroots coming right up, but all about ranching.
This is the glass we used to dive. And this is the arrow we used to shoot fish. Get away. Get away. We don't really catch all. Just catch some. And then the rest go. All type of fish. Fish are to maintain my family. To bring income to the home. So when you catch a lot of fish, you like you sell.
Free, we never buy. We just take out, fetch it, and make use of it. I want to make cassava bread. We just plant, we just work hard. Then we will use, yes, we will use and we will sell some and get little money. So we just maintain our home.
Working together, we call it the manure, helping one another in their farms. If it is not the farm work, it is building a house. If it is not building a house, making mud bricks. As indigenous people, we live here according to how our ancestors used to live.
Salapiyan was. Salapiyan. Pay.
Through the bush medicines. It used to cure rather than you going to hospital, rather than you using antibiotics. That is the reason why years ago old people used to believe, because it used to happen. Those old people, they had understanding. As old as they be, they sat together and they said, let us live as a communal. Let us live as one.
Traditional land, right, is what our foreparents been using years and years and years ago. And the title land is what the government they mark for us, which we don't find most of our resources on.
It was not based on the land that you use. For example, your hunting lands, a lot of your fishing lands were not included in the process of these titling.
If you go down more down in the savannas, you can't see the ground wet like this, no? You leave wet. It's just dry now. But here in the mountains, we show it wet. See, the sea is just bursting out.
All the lands that don't belong to the community that they're calling so-called state lands, there is huge logging concessions and mining concessions in these areas. And if it's not given to Amerindian communities, we see that as a threat.
It's not the people of that village make that boundary. These people will come from far and naming no name creek, no name mountain, no name lake to this. I don't believe that is right.
Years we know we road going straight in the river yet. Then I give you the land, you know. No compass, nothing, just man, just see to the road. And now they say in this state land.
That is like it want to kill out our culture, want to take away our land, and so on.
It will go past us, and then one day we'll catch up and say, who are we? Right? What are we? We have the obligation to pass on our traditional knowledge, right? Because it's so rich.
There's huge gaps in terms of indigenous people's right. It does not specifically state what our rights are, and the world is changing. How do we deal with external development? How do we intend to continue these practices that was passed from generation to generation? Or you totally forget that and live somebody else's life, which will be false according to the Armenian way of life. People depend on the land. Without the land, you don't have life.